The nationwide road survival game. A suitcase appears out of thin air before everyone. Open it to choose any vehicle model, while everyone else is scrambling to choose various supercars. You turn around and choose a Wuling Hongguang. Others mock you for being a complete idiot, but the corners of your mouth curl up instead. That crowd doesn't understand that in road survival, low fuel consumption and a high chassis are the real heavyweights. At this moment, a huge virtual screen appears before your eyes. Simply put, there are no rules in this wilderness survival. The only requirement is to survive by obtaining resources. You glance at it and step on the gas, driving off. After driving for about 100 miles, you sneak a peek at the fuel gauge. It has barely moved. Truly a legendary vehicle. You pat the steering wheel. That 1.5 liters per 100 kilometers fuel efficiency is no joke. Just at this moment, a wooden box appears on the road ahead. You bring the car to a smooth stop. You walk over and take a good look. This must be a resource box. You pull a wooden hammer out from the trunk door. You swing it and hit it twice. The wooden box doesn't budge. A prompt for 25 appears with surface of the box. You grit your teeth and deliver another heady blow. The prompt changes to 35. The box finally cracks open. And just then, a cold voice suddenly explodes in the depths of your mind. Congratulations, host. Bound to the Infinite Amplification System. Each item can be amplified once, and you are stunned for half a second. You burst into loud laughter. What? This massive fortune has finally come my way. Wooden hammer detected. Can be amplified. Do you wish to amplify? Amplification successful. Wooden hammer becomes bronze hammer. Prompt says strike 10 times with bronze hammer to smash open the bronze resource box. Then taking a bronze hammer to smash a wooden resource box. Wouldn't that be easy as pie? You pick up the bronze hammer and strike with all your might. The wooden resource box lets out a dull cracking sound. Splinters fly everywhere. You look down. On the ground, there is only a small bottle of murky river water. Labeled 100 milliliters. You pick up the bottle and shake it against the light, your brows knitting together. Are you kidding me? Is this water even drinkable? But you have no time to overthink. Getting out of the car. Overhead, the scorching sun has already made you feel dizzy and hot. Your throat is dry and parched. You quickly scramble back into the car. If you don't drink water, you'll die of dehydration. You are just about to steel yourself and take a sip. The system prompt rings out again. 100 milliliters of murky river water detected. Can be amplified. Do you wish to amplify? Amplifying. Amplification successful. 100 milliliters of murky river water becomes 10 liters mineral water. No sooner said than done. A large bucket of crystal clear mineral water appears out of thin air in front of you. Sure enough, you twist off the cap, tilt your head back and take several big gulps. In such a hot environment, with this bucket of water, you won't die of thirst for at least a few days. You put down the water bucket and turn your gaze toward your Wuling Hongguang. You try to think about it tentatively. As expected, the car cannot. Amplification must be excluded just like the resource boxes. You start the car and continue moving forward. You handily open the chat square, wanting to see the situation of other players. You discover that you are actually the first person to find a resource box. The square is full of wailing, so thirsty. Is there any water to drink? Who can give me a sip of water? I will transfer 200 million to them when I get out. Who has water from me? I'll marry whoever gives me water when I get out. Does anyone have fuel? I can give you my ID information. Just give me some fuel. I can teach you to sing, dance, and rap, and play basketball. You look at these conditions and shake your head. In this game, money and women are all external possessions. Only resources are the truth. At this moment, a message catches your attention. I obtained some low-quality gasoline, but my Pagani Titan is a top-tier supercar. It can't use low-quality gasoline at all. Your eyes light up. You immediately click on his profile. You send a direct message. If you can't use it, how about I trade you some mineral water for it? The other party doesn't hesitate at all. Player Lu Wancheng has initiated a trade. Do you accept? You accept, and 1 liter of low-quality gasoline appears inside the car. 1 liter of low-quality gasoline detected. Can be amplified. Do you wish to amplify? Amplify. Amplification. Successful. 1 liter of low-quality gasoline becomes 50 liters of refined gasoline. You gasp in surprise. Not only has the quality improved from low quality to refined, but the quantity has also multiplied 50 times. Refined gasoline has a higher concentration and lasts longer. And your Wuling legendary car already has low fuel consumption. This fuel is enough to keep you driving for a long time. You are in a great mood. You turn on the air conditioning directly. The cold air blows steadily. You lean back comfortably in your seat. Outside, the sun is scorching, while others are still worrying about a sip of water. You are already enjoying the air conditioning. You continue moving forward. Although the Wuling legendary car is practical, but limited by its price, it lacks safety features like airbags, so you don't dare to speed. You keep the car speed around 70 miles per hour. Not far ahead, another wooden resource box appears. You bring the car to a steady stop. You don't rush to get out of the car. Instead, as a precaution, you check the surrounding environment first. In this survival game, everything is unknown. You only have one life. After confirming there is nothing unusual around, you grab your bronze hammer and quickly get out of the car. To be honest, this feeling of opening a blind box is much more exciting than unwrapping a package. You walk up and smash it with one hammer strike. The sturdy wooden resource box shatters into pieces. A black shadow suddenly darts out. You take a close look. A massive black rat is pouncing directly toward you. You instinctively hunch over and dodge. The large black rat misses and lands 2 meters away. It bares its teeth and turns back around. You take advantage before it initiates a second attack. Grab the supplies scattered in the box and scramble back to the car as fast as you can. You slam the car door open and jump inside. With a loud bang, thump, thump, impacts hit the outside of the car one after another. You watch with lingering fear in the rearview mirror as that giant black rat. What breed of rat can grow this big? Was it raised on toxic additives? Without a suitable weapon, you cannot engage in a head-on confrontation with something like this. If you get injured and become infected, supplies and medicine are scarce here. All that awaits you is certain death. You quickly start the engine and floor the gas pedal. The large black rat chases relentlessly behind, but eventually, it is left in the dust. You finally let out a sigh of relief. You look down at the supplies you grabbed in the panic. A moldy flatbread and a blueprint. Weapon blueprint. Basic combat knife. Required materials. Refined iron. 8 units of white copper. Weapon blueprint detected. Can be amplified. Do you wish to amplify? Amplify. Amplification successful. Basic combat knife blueprint. T1 multi-purpose military knife blueprint. Required materials. Refined iron. 26 units of adamantine. 3 units of white copper. T1 tier melee weapon. Representing advanced international design standards. You look at the material requirements above, feeling both excited and frustrated. The blueprint is great, but the required materials are way too daunting. Ore is refined into iron. 2 units of iron or refined into copper. 5 units of iron or refined into steel. You are well aware, in the early stages of the game, obtaining these materials is quite difficult. You look again at that moldy flatbread. Never mind the mold. The key is that it was in the presence of that large black rat. If not for the amplification system, you would have thrown it away long ago. Success. Moldy flatbread becomes 100 grilled naan. A large pile of golden, crispy grilled naan instantly fills the inside of the car. The aroma is mouth-watering. You haven't eaten anything since arriving here. You grab 2 and stuff them into your mouth. After eating your fill like a starving person, you quickly weigh your existing supplies and immediately make a decision. Opening the trading square, posting a bounty task. Player Linyi posts a bounty. Bounty scope, iron, adamantine, white copper, and any kind of metal resources. Metal resources can be exchanged for 100 milliliters of mineral water or 1 piece of grilled naan. Bounty pool, 3 liters of mineral water, 20 pieces of grilled naan. As soon as the message goes out, direct messages flood in. Boss Linyi, I have a small whip here. Can I trade it for a piece of grilled naan? Dig brother Linyi, I am still just a newbie. I am very well behaved. Give me 100 milliliters, mineral water and a piece of grilled naan. I will be yours tonight. You blankly scroll past these messages. You are no longer in the original world. You have absolutely no interest in these things. All you need right now is resources. After a while, the bounty withdrawal area finally yields some results. A piece of ordinary iron. You take it out and amplify it directly. Amplification successful. Ordinary iron becomes 6 pieces of refined iron. You are 1 step closer to crafting a weapon. You are full of confidence, but you also know you cannot just sit around and wait. So you drive your car, humming a song, and continue moving forward. After driving for a period of time, you find another wooden resource box. You get out of the car and cautiously walk over, smashing the box open with a hammer. Then you immediately jump back. No monsters, only a bottle of 100 milliliters of ordinary water. Still water resources, that is not bad. Amplification successful. 100 milliliters of ordinary water becomes 5 liters of sparkling salted water. Your eyes light up. In an environment of heat stroke and dehydration, salt water is the best recovery method. Lacking salt will not only make you weak and prone to illness, leaving your whole body feeling powerless, and in severe cases, it can even cause shock. You take a big gulp of the sparkling salted water, and immediately feel refreshed and energetic. You return to the car and continue on your way. Seeing the sun setting in the west, you decide to find a safe place to park for the night. Driving all day, you really need a rest. You park the car securely. Open the trading square. Click on the bounty. Harvest results, 6 pieces of ordinary iron, 1 piece of ordinary steel. Sure enough, more and more people are starting to find metal resources. You immediately take them out and amplify them. Successfully obtain 26 pieces of refined iron. For pieces of adamantine, you actually have 1 extra piece of adamantine. What a pleasant surprise. Now to craft the T1 multi-purpose military knife, you are only missing 1 piece of white copper. You look at the pitch-black wilderness around you. Check the car doors once more. Confirming you are safe, you close your eyes and prepare to sleep. The next day, just at dawn, you open the trading square. There is no white copper resource you are looking for. Open the chat square. Today's atmosphere is exceptionally gloomy. Last night, a few of the active players whose names you could still recall, all have gone silent. They must be gone by now. You mutter to yourself, likely because they went out to search for supplies at night and met their end. After a night of brutal elimination, many players have finally accepted the reality. They chime in. Only those with resources can survive. A new day starts with searching for resources. Today, I must get some metal resources. Seeing so many people willingly working for you, you cannot help but exclaim, is this what it feels like to be a capitalist? At the same time, inside another car, a charming voice rings out. It is the well-known internet streamer Liu Mengyao. As expected of my top fan, he really is my destined one. He actually found white copper. She speaks to the screen. Then her demeanor shifts. A hint of shrewdness flashes in her eyes. I must use this piece of white copper to fiercely blackmail him, make a fortune. She acts spoiled in the private chat channel. That's right. That guy is living really comfortably right now. Let's do this. How about I split the resources with you? It is so great to meet you. Can I be your girlfriend? The guy on the other end is so eager he can't help himself. He hands over the white copper without even thinking. However, the moment the white copper is in her hands, Liu Mengyao immediately blocks him. She looks at the white copper in her hand and gives a lazy laugh. Men are truly easier to deceive one after another. Such a rare resource as white copper. I obtained it with just a few random words. Don't be in a rush. She publicly posts a message on the chat square. Lin Yi, I have the white copper you want. If you want it, obediently hand over 5 liters of mineral water and 3 days worth of food. Otherwise, you will never even think of getting it. This blatant extortion makes the chat square fall silent instantly. Everyone is waiting for your response. You stare at this message for a while. She is really asking for the moon, but without white copper, the weapon cannot be crafted. Just as you are about to grit your teeth and increase the bounty, a private message suddenly pops up. Sender. Lu Wancheng, brother. Are you in urgent need of the rare metal white copper? Yes. You reply with 2 words. The next second, a trade request appears before you. You are stunned. The other party does not mention any conditions for the trade, which means to say, Lu Wancheng is going to give you this piece of white copper for free. Your heart warms. This guy is quite reliable. You do not hesitate. You place 5 liters of refined gasoline in the trade slot, 1 liter of mineral water and 5 pieces of grilled naan. Then you click confirm. Trade successful. You send Lu Wancheng a private message. I cannot take your item for nothing. You should take these supplies. It is too much. Brother, I cannot accept. Just take it. Lu Wancheng thinks about his and his sister's situation. In the end, he does not refuse again. Then thank you, brother. Lin Yi, I really don't know how to repay you. In the future, if you need any rare resources, just look for me. I will definitely help you keep an eye out. The materials are all here. You remove the bounty task. After getting the white copper, you try it out. As expected, it cannot be amplified. The prompt says only items obtained from resource boxes can be amplified. Then where did this piece of white copper come from? You ponder for a moment. Forget it. Craft the weapon first and worrying about that later. Originally, you wanted to wait until the weapon was crafted to amplify it once more. It seems that is not going to work. You open the cold wide military knife blueprint and invest all the materials. Congratulations, player Lin Yi. Crafted the first-tier cold wine military knife. Do you want a district-wide announcement? You are stunned and immediately choose no announcement. Are you kidding? This is a no-rule survival game. Only a fool would expose their trump card early on. No sooner said than done. A military knife appears out of thin air in your hand. It feels cold to the touch, just like mysterious iron. You lift the knife and take a look. The blade is so sharp it feels like even your gaze could be caught. Try it out. You look around the car. No, that won't work. These are all important supplies. They cannot be wasted. So you get out of the car and look around. Finally, your gaze falls on the ground. You hold the knife with one hand and stab it into the road surface, inserting and pulling it out in one smooth motion. The road surface is easily pierced like soft tofu. It makes you doubt yourself for a second that you didn't stab into an asphalt road. Having this knife gives you a full sense of security. You sheathe the knife with satisfaction and return to the car. Open the chat square and find it has already exploded with activity. Boss Lin Yi, why did you cancel the bounty? Yeah, I just found a piece of iron ore, but I need water right now. Please, restore the bounty. If there is a chance, I would definitely have children for Boss Lin Yi. The woman above. Go away. A man with such refined taste like Boss Lin Yi must like girls from an educated family background like us. An educated family background. Boss Lin Yi, I am a dance student. You know what I mean. The corner of your mouth curls up. The feeling of being chased by so many people is indeed not bad. But you relisting the bounty is not because you enjoy being fawned over. You know that as time passes, other players will also obtain blueprints. By then, the price of metal resources will skyrocket. Better to harvest a wave while you still can. You take out 3 liters of water and 50 pieces of grilled naan again as bounty rewards. The rules remain unchanged. For every piece of metal, exchange for 100 milliliters of mineral water or 1 piece of grilled naan. Then you continue driving. Ding. Trade received. Iron ore. Ding. Trade received. Rare metal white copper. 1. Trade received. Ordinary steel. 1. Resources are pouring in continuously. Just at this moment, your peripheral vision catches something in the weeds by the roadside. A greenish box is vaguely visible in the back. Bronze resource box. You take out your bronze hammer and cautiously get out of the car. You walk over to the side of the resource box. Take a deep breath and start hitting it hard. 1 hammer, 2 hammers. At the moment the 10 hammer box shatters, you tighten your grip on the military knife and jump back, scanning the surroundings vigilantly. No danger. There are 2 items scattered on the ground. A medical first aid kit, a piece of armor plate the size of a fingernail. You bend down to pick up the supplies. Just as you are about to turn and get back into the car, heavy movement suddenly comes from the weeds behind you. Even the ground beneath your feet is trembling. Your pupils constrict. The thing behind you is definitely not small. You don't even look back. You take off running. The sound of the wind mixed with the roar of a beast fills your ears. You take a quick glance. A giant wild boar with protruding tusks is charging directly toward you. Damn it. Where did this serrated wild boar come from? You know that although the Wuling is fuel efficient, it definitely can't withstand a charge from this beast. A powerful impact. It is too late to return to the car. You see a pile of scattered rocks ahead. You decide decisively and rush toward it. You climb up the small hill in a few quick steps. The wild boar charges to the bottom of the slope, looking up and roaring at you angrily. You grab a rock by your feet and smash it down hard. The wild boar is completely enraged and charges up while roaring, but its body is too heavy. The round gravel under its feet is squeezed and scattered as its hooves sink deeper and deeper. The whole pig gets stuck in the stone pile, unable to move. It can only roar in anger. Stuck, a flash of golden light shines in your eyes. You only have one chance. You draw the cold wine military knife, leaping down in the blink of an eye. The blade flashes like a streak of light. The wild boar doesn't even have time to scream before it is cleanly butchered by you. It took an incredible amount of effort to move all this pork into the car. This is no place to stay for long. You have already stopped for too long. Immediately start the engine and continue forward. After driving for another stretch of road, you smash open a wooden resource box and get 200 milliliters of mineral water. The car space is limited. You don't amplify it for now. Just leave it there. You pick up today's important find, the medical first aid kit. Amplification successful. Medical first aid kit becomes a military first aid kit. The quality of military grade items is no joke. You smile slightly and store the first aid kit properly. Then you look at that small piece of armor plate. Reactive armor fragment detected. Can be amplified. Do you wish to amplify? You gasp in surprise. What? This is reactive armor that only main battle tanks are equipped with. You hit the jackpot. Amplify. Amplification successful. Reactive armor fragment becomes a T3 tier composite explosion-proof armor plates. Congratulations, player Linyi. Obtain T3 tier composite explosion-proof armor plates. Do you want to announce it to the whole district? Do not announce, however. In the next second, a district-wide announcement. Congratulations to player number 123-71. Successfully crafted T3 vehicle equipment 1720. Vehicle equipment function enabled. You are completely stunned. Didn't it say no announcement? Fortunately, it only displayed the number and did not expose your identity. You let out a long sigh of relief. Immediately, your attention is drawn to the new function, vehicle equipment. You open the function page and discover that you can actually change the vehicle's footprint. The vehicle's main structure can be replaced by explosion-proof armor plates. You immediately execute the replacement. The appearance of the car does not change much, but the invisible explosion-proof armor plates have already covered the car body, although it still needs 120 plates to completely wrap the whole car. But at least for now, the main driver's seat has been protected. Not to mention the T3 composite explosion-proof armor, which can withstand tank shells, blocking a few non-armor piercing bullets, easy as pie. You pat the steering wheel with satisfaction. Your gaze falls on the pork belly piled on the back seat. You call out at the right moment, grilled pork belly for dinner. You open the trading square and post a new bounty. Bounty target, charcoal, barbecue seasoning, barbecue grill and other barbecue tools. Each item can be exchanged for 100 milliliters of water or one piece of grilled naan, just in case. You get out of the car again and pick up 20 or 30 pieces of wild firewood. There are quite a few trees in a desolate mountains. Firewood is not hard to come by. After returning, you open the trading square and take a look. Good harvest, 1 barbecue grill, 3 portions of charcoal, 200 grams of cumin and chili powder, and a bottle of John Show Bye Bye Baijiu. You laugh, even John Show Bye Bye. Nice stuff. Aside from survival necessities, other players really have quite a lot of these miscellaneous things. You take out the charcoal. Amplification successful. 3 ordinary charcoals become 100 high-quality charcoals. You set up the barbecue grill. Light the charcoal, slice the pork and put it on skewers. The grease drips onto the charcoal fire, making a sizzling sound. The aroma fills the night. You sprinkle on the cumin and chili powder, and take a small sip of John Show Bye Bye. Cozy. However, on the chat square, a heartbreaking message suddenly comes through. I am Lu Wancheng. My younger sister would not listen to my advice and ran out at night to search for supplies. She was bitten on the foot by a giant leech lurking in the grass. The wound has become infected. Brothers and sisters, does anyone have disinfectant or emergency medicine? I am begging you. Save my sister. The chat square suddenly falls silent. As far as I know, a mouthful of bacteria from a bite is likely a bad omen. Everyone is still worrying about their own food and drink. Where would they have spare emergency supplies? Maybe try asking Boss Linyi. Someone comes up with an idea. Lu Wancheng hesitates. You helped him before. He has been feeling embarrassed to disturb you again, but for his sister's sake, you receive a private message. You open it and see only one sentence. Please save my sister. She is only 19 years old. And the trade page pops up. Lu Wancheng has put up the most valuable thing he has, a particle space ring blueprint. You take a look. Without the slightest hesitation, you put the military first aid kit directly into the trade slot. Click trade. Trade complete. You open the introduction of the particle space ring. Particle space ring. Anything except living creatures can be stored inside. Particle space. The owner can instantly store or retrieve items with just a thought, and time stands still within the particle space. Items will never be damaged. Your eyes widen. My goodness, it really is a magical storage treasure. Turning to the Materials tab. Required material, particle dust. The materials section on the blueprint is actually simple. It only requires one thing. Particle dust. Particle dust. What on earth is that? You study it over and over for a long time, but have no clue. However, on second thought, since this material is listed in the blueprint, it must be possible to find it in the game. You open the trading square. Player Linny posts a bounty. Bounty target, particle dust, and all other rare materials that have never appeared before. Bounty reward, wild boar meat, refined gasoline. After posting the bounty, you continue to feast heartily, eating up all the remaining grilled pork. After a full meal, you look at the leftover grilled meat and sparkling salted water beside you. And the face of Lu Wancheng appears in your mind. This guy is a man of his word. He gave you a piece of white copper for free and helped you out quite a bit. If you keep him alive, he might provide you with more resources in the future. You open the trade page and send Lu Wancheng 5 pounds of grilled meat and 800 milliliters of sparkling salted water. After Lu Wancheng receives it, his voice trembles. Is this really for me? Your sister is injured and needs to recover. She needs proper nutrition too. Just take it. Lu Wancheng accepts it with endless gratitude. At this moment, on a desolate road 3,000 miles away, Lu Wancheng's younger sister, Wu Wancheng, the belle of the Lincheng Police Academy. After using the military first aid kit, most of her injuries have already healed. Right now, she is leaning against the car seat, nibbling on grilled meat with one hand, and holding the sparkling salted water with the other, finally showing some signs of life. Seeing his sister's complexion improve, Lu Wancheng smiles and tentatively asks, "By the way, Wancheng, how about your brother introduces you to a beaufriend? He is absolutely reliable." Lu Wancheng rolls her eyes at him. "No need. Brother, I am the belle of the police academy. Do I need you to introduce anyone?" Lu Wancheng stops laughing and lowers his voice to solemnly warn, "By the way, there are likely criminals in this game. You must hide your identity well. Don't ever let anyone know you are from the police academy." "Got it, brother." Lu Wancheng yawns. Rubbing her temples, "I feel a bit dizzy. Does the effect of the adrenaline only last for this long? Quickly check the car locks and get some rest. Dawn has broken." The Wuling Hongguang sets off again, and you open the chat square. A message immediately catches your attention. "While searching for supplies today, I found a bird's nest in a resource box. There are 2 eggs in it. I am so envious. You have bird eggs to eat. You don't know. When I was just about to feast on them, I discovered they were actually fertilized eggs. I wouldn't dare eat this stuff." Your eyes dart around, and you immediately send a private message. "You still have 1 egg left, right? How about I trade you a pound of pork for it?" 1 pound of pork. Is that for real? For real. The trade page flickers, and an egg lands securely in your hand. Ordinary bird egg detected. Can be amplified. Do you wish to amplify? Amplify. Amplification successful. Ordinary bird egg becomes a Blackiston's fish owl egg. Prompt says, the Blackiston's fish owl is the largest owl species in the world, reaching 67 to 77 centimeters in adulthood. You stare at the egg in your hand and swallow your saliva. If you had eaten this in your original world, you would probably be sent to prison for life. Suddenly, a line of golden text appears on the surface of the eggshell. Drip blood. Can be hatched. You pick up the cold wine military knife and lightly slice your fingertip. 3 drops of fresh blood fall, and the eggshell absorbs them completely in an instant. The Blackiston's fish owl has entered the incubation period. Estimated incubation time, 10 hours. You carefully place the egg on the passenger seat, and then continue on the road to search for supplies. In one morning, you found 3 resource boxes. Unfortunately, 2 were empty. Only 1 yielded a pack of sandwich cookies. Amplification successful. Sandwich cookies become 10 packs of Oreos. Your luck was much better in the afternoon. A piece of bread, 100 milliliters of ordinary water, and even managed to get a pack of fever reducer. Medicine is the kind of thing you can never have enough of. Better safe than sorry. You amplify all these supplies. Success. Successfully obtained 20 pieces of pork floss toast, 10 liters of purified water, 50 capsules of military-grade fast-acting fever reducer. After storing the supplies, your gaze falls on the egg on the passenger seat. The incubation period is about to end. Fine cracks have appeared on the eggshell, getting more and more numerous. With a crisp cracking sound, a fluffy little owl hatches from the shell, tilting its round head to look at you, its big eyes rolling around. You laugh and take out half a pound of pork to place in front of it. The little guy swallows it all in the blink of an eye, lets out a little burp, curls into a ball of fluff, and falls fast asleep. You shake your head, start the engine, and get back on the road, preparing to find a safe place to rest. At the same time, on a desolate road not far away, 2 off-road vehicles have crashed into each other. Lu Wancheng, sitting by a tree on the side of the road, has already started, regretting not listening to her brother's advice, and coming out to search for supplies before she was fully recovered. And now, 3 shaved-headed convicts are surrounding her. One of the bald men finished rummaging through the car and walks over with a leering grin, shaking a piece of clothing in his hand. Boss, guess what I found in the car? It is a uniform. Lin Cheng Police Academy student. The lead bald man's expression turns gloomy instantly. Lin Cheng Police Academy student. Back then, the thing I hate most in this life is the police station. Kill her. The 3 of them close in step by step. Just at this moment, a Wuling Hongguang slowly pulls up beside them. Through the car window, you see 3 burly men surrounding a weak woman. Frowning slightly, you hide the cold wine military knife behind your back, push open the car door and walk over. One of the bald men walks up with a grin, while hiding a dagger behind his back. Brother, are you here to help too? Just as you are about to ask what is going on, a white light suddenly strikes in the dimness. The dagger headed straight for your abdomen. You react extremely quickly, instantly drawing the cold wine military knife to parry. First tire. The hardness of this military knife is incomparable to an ordinary dagger. With a crisp ding sound, the dagger in the bald man's hand snaps in two, his only weapon gone. The 3 burly men turn pale and turn around to run for their lives. They don't even care about their car. You don't chase them. In this desolate road survival game, without transport, death is not far off. You turn toward the off-road vehicle they abandoned and begin to scavenge for supplies. A weak female voice comes from behind. I haven't even stood up yet, and you are already looting the packs. Is that really appropriate? You don't even look back and continue rummaging. 5 ham sausages. I want the Wang Zhongwen brand. You add, joking, 500 milliliters of non-fu spring. It tastes a little sweet. 300 milliliters of ordinary gasoline. 2.5 packs of cigarettes. A hemp rope. You are just about to finish up and leave. Your gaze, suddenly, is attracted by a small pinch of something in the corner. Like crushed silver dust, sparkling, in the dim light. Rare material, particle dust, detected, can be amplified. Do you wish to amplify? You widen your eyes. Your hands are shaking. What? This is particle dust. Amplify. Amplification successful. Particle dust. Pure particle dust. 30 portions of pure particle dust appear in your palm. Without a second thought, you immediately open the particle space ring blueprint. Congratulations to player number 12371 for crafting an outstanding grade portable piece of equipment. Particle space ring. Do you want a district-wide announcement? No announcement. A ring with a highly mechanical and sci-fi feel appears out of thin air and fits securely onto your finger. You look at the supplies scattered on the ground and wave a hand toward them, silently thinking, store. Everything disappears in an instant. You take out a pack of cigarettes. A brand new, an open pack appears in your hand. You throw your head back and laugh loudly. The laughter carries far away. Lu Wanqing, lying on the ground, trembles all over upon hearing it, almost crying again. No way. Is this escaping the tiger's den only to fall into a wolf's nest? You don't notice her reaction at all, still immersed in the joy of storage. Store it all for me. In less than a few seconds, the large amount of supplies piled up in the car are all sucked into the particle space ring. Inside the particle space, time stands still. Food ingredients won't spoil. You think of the over 300 pounds of wild boar meat and mutter happily to yourself, from now on, the little guy and I can eat fresh meat every day. With the storage problem solved, you can let go and stockpile a massive amount of supplies. What you need most next is blueprints, especially blueprints for firearms. You open the trading square. Player Linyi posts a bounty. Bounty target, any blueprints, bounty reward, refined gasoline, unlimited quantity. Accepting all comers, everything is negotiable. You then amplify all the miscellaneous items you just scavenged. Amplification successful. Obtained 50 sausages, 30 liters of refined gasoline, 2 packs of cigarettes, 10 liters of mineral water, a steel wire rope, all stored in the ring. You light a cigarette and exhale a cloud of smoke. Time to find a place to grill some meat. You start the engine, and the Wuling Hongguang drives away from the scene. Looking at the fading taillights, Lu Wanqing is left dumbfounded. Wasn't there an empty seat? But you have already driven off several miles in a flash. Immersed in the joy of obtaining the particle space ring, your mind is filled with no longer having to worry about not having enough space. Wait. You slap the steering wheel abruptly. My God, how could I forget Lu Wanqing's sister? You hurriedly slow down, make a U-turn, and speed back. At this moment, Lu Wanqing, because her injuries recur, has started to run a high fever. In her despair, the sound of an engine comes from afar. The Wuling Hongguang pulls up steadily in front of her. You step out of the car. Lu Wanqing acts as if she has grabbed the lifeline, struggling to lift her head. Help me. My family is very wealthy. Money has no meaning here. You squat down and look at her. I can help you, but you have to pay a price. Lu Wanqing is silent for a few seconds and grits her teeth. Fine, take whatever you want. Just don't leave me here alone. Hehe. Then I won't be polite. Lu Wanqing closes her eyes, and she feels your hand reach past her, reaching for that large golden hammer behind her. You pick up the golden hammer and weigh it in your hand. You only got your bronze hammer after system amplification, yet this woman actually possesses a golden hammer to full levels higher than your own. Lu Wanqing opens her eyes and sees that you took the golden hammer. Her expression is somewhat complex and seems to carry a hint of disappointment. What else do you have? You ask. Water. grilled meat, and some refined gasoline. What else? That hammer and what else? Lu Wanqing hesitates for a long while, finally saying, there is also a pistol blueprint. As a student at the Linchang Police Academy, she has always dreamed of owning a service pistol of her own, but as things stand now, life is more important than a gun. Deal done. It is already late. Looking at Lu Wanqing's flushed, feverish face, you take out 2 military-grade fast-acting fever reducer capsules and hand them to her. Afterwards, you send her back to her own car. She is definitely in no state to drive, so you think for a moment and take the steel wire rope out of the ring. Connecting the 2 cars together, you start the engine and tow her car along as you leave. After finding a suitable spot, you take out the wood and quickly build a campfire between the 2 cars. You take out a few pieces of grilled naan and place them by the fire. Lu Wanqing smells the aroma and drags her weak body over, grabbing a piece of naan and eating it ravenously. Aren't you eating? She asks vaguely while chewing. These are specifically for you. I already ate before coming here. Can you pass me the water from my car? This bread is a bit choking. This meal is on me. Keep your own water for yourself. You hand her 300 milliliters of purified water. After she is full and satisfied, Lu Wanqing finally notices the fluffy little thing curled up by your feet. You actually raised a chicken in a survival game. You twitch the corner of your mouth. This is a raptor, but all I see sticking out are little chicken claws. You stare at her blankly. Take a deep breath. These are eagle claws. You must be kidding. Lu Wanqing leans in to take a closer look. All right. It must be very fierce when it grows up. The little guy seems to understand and jumps around happily twice. All right. Lu Wanqing yawns. I have eaten my fill. Time to rest. You send her back to her car and turn around, only to find the little guy has stopped chewing the meat in its beak and is staring intensely at the grilled pork on the campfire. So you know cooked meat is tasty too. So you take a bite, and then it takes a bite, sharing the meal between man and bird. Eating with great delight, you wave your hand, and 500 milliliters of sparkling salted water appear in your palm out of thin air. This particle ring is just useful. Suddenly, a private message wakes Lu Wanqing up. She rubs her eyes and takes a look. It is from her brother, Wanqing. What are you up to? Why haven't you replied to my messages all day? Sorry, brother, there was an accident today. I was hijacked by 3 convicts. What? How are you now? Are you okay? I am fine now. Someone named Lin Yi saved me. Lin Yi? Lu Wanqing is stunned for a second, then breathes a sigh of relief. Then you are definitely safe. Lu Wanqing is confused as to why her brother is so sure. Suddenly, the scent of grilled meat drifts into the car with the breeze. She steps out of the car on tiptoes and quietly approaches from behind. The little guy notices her first and immediately starts chirping. You are startled and reflexively wave your hand, stashing all the grilled meat in front of you into the particle space. Ring. Just as you turn your head, you meet Lu Wanqing's wide-open eyes. Staring fixedly at your left hand, you look down. Your left hand is still clutching a pork rib that wasn't finished. You smile awkwardly. Let me explain. After sending you back to the car, I found a wild rabbit that had crashed into something and died, and thinking you had taken your medicine and fallen asleep. I didn't want to disturb you. Lu Wanqing stares at the meat rib in your hand. That is a whole size larger than a rabbit, and tears stream down from the corners of her mouth. Actually, if it weren't for the fact that you accidentally crafted the ring today, those hundreds of pounds of wild boar meat would not be finished even if left outside. You would definitely have shared it with her generously. But just having experienced the joy of storage, you couldn't control your desire to hoard for a moment. You sigh, turn back to the car, take out 3 meat sausages, 1 bottle of 500 milliliters of sparkling salted water, and a pack of Oreos to hand to Lu Wanqing. Well, the grilled meat is really gone. Do you want this big sausage? Lu Wanqing takes the items. You both return to your respective cars and lock the car doors. You take out that pistol blueprint. Looking at the flicker of the amplifiable icon on it, without the slightest hesitation, amplify. Amplification successful. Ordinary pistol blueprint becomes Desert Eagle. Pistol blueprint required materials: 9 units of adamantine, 5 units of stainless steel, 3 units of brass, 1 unit of carbon steel. You stare at the amplified blueprint, your eyes filled with anticipation. As a military enthusiast, you know deeply the power of this gun. Opening the bounty square to take a look. After these few days of continuous bounties, the collection area for various metal resources is already overflowing. All metal has been taken out and amplified. Amplification. Successfully obtained 23 units of adamantine, 46 units of refined iron, 18 units of stainless steel, 3 units of carbon steel, 9 units of brass. You didn't expect to have gathered enough materials for crafting right away. You immediately open the blueprint for a full server announcement. Congratulations to player number 123-71, Lin Yi, for crafting the server's first hot weapon. Full server weapon ranking activated. You open the leaderboard. The first place is the Desert Eagle pistol, Lin Yi. Second place is the ordinary 13-round automatic pistol. Third place is the damage type 14 pistol. At the bottom of the leaderboard is a line of small text, weapons. The top 3 weapons can receive prestige rewards every week. First place, 1000 prestige. Second place, 500 prestige. Third place, 300 prestige. What is prestige used for? You mutter to yourself, and immediately notice the equipment grade description on the side. Click to view. Grades from low to high. Damaged, ordinary, refined, rare, outstanding, excellent, perfect, which means to say, Your Desert Eagle is to full levels higher than the second place, and the particle space ring is only at the outstanding grade. You begin to look forward to what kind of power perfect grade equipment might have. Although you have the system in your hand, but what can be opened from a resource box ultimately still depends on luck. Thinking about setting off early tomorrow to search for supplies, you close your eyes to recharge your energy. Early the next morning, as soon as you open your eyes, you find Lu Wanqing crouching by your car door. What is wrong? My car won't start. You sigh, and have no choice but to let her sit in the passenger seat. The Wuling Hongguang sets off. Must say, this girl Lu Wanqing really has good luck. After she joined you in the car, you hadn't driven very far when a bronze resource box appeared before your eyes. You pick up the golden hammer, walk over, and smash down with one strike. The power of the golden hammer smashing a bronze box is indeed extraordinary. The resource box shatters cleanly and neatly. Watch out! Lu Wanqing suddenly shouts from inside the car. A highly poisonous, poisoned dart frog jumps out from the fragments. You react quickly, drawing a cold line military knife. A black shadow flashes, and the poisoned dart frog is struck down. You let out a sigh of relief. The toxin of this guy can kill 10 adults within 3 minutes. If your reaction had been 1 second slower, the consequences would have been unimaginable. After confirming it is safe, you take out the supplies from the resource box. Oranges, apples, bananas, amplification successful. Obtain 100 Aegean honey tangerines, 100 premium red Fuji apples, 100 East Coast bananas. Eating meat every day is certainly satisfying, but the vitamins in fruits are also indispensable for maintaining health. You store all the fruits in the particle space ring. Return to the car and hand Lu Wanqing a banana and an orange. Then you take out a piece of large meat to feed the little guy. That piece of meat is a whole size larger than the little guy's entire body, and it swallows it in one bite. Lu Wanqing is dumbfounded. Is there a whole big stomach bag inside this body? You continue your journey. Not long after, you notice in the rearview mirror 3 Ferraris rapidly chasing from behind. Your legendary Wuling car. In terms of speed, you definitely can't outrun a sports car, so you have to stop. 3 Ferraris roar to a stop beside you. Several menacing burly men get out. One of them, having a sharp eye, looks through the car window and spots Lu Wanqing inside. Boss, we're really in for a treat this time. Several of them look into the car in unison, their eyes wide with interest. It looks like that little sister in there is a bit sick. Let's all go over and help her with some injections. You step out of the car. A few of the thugs immediately surround you. The leader, clenching his fist, is a man of pure muscle. If you're smart, you'll know we were all famous doctors in the original world. This is a real serious matter. Just leave it to us. Why don't you go find somewhere cool to stay out of the way? You remain expressionless, and backhand draw your Desert Eagle. The lead thug is first stunned, then he bursts into laughter. As far as I know, there are only 2 people in total who have a pistol now. You're driving a Wuling. Who do you think you're scaring? That's right, it must be a toy. The person next to him chimes in. The thug clenches his fist and moves toward you step by step. You don't hesitate. Bang. The thug falls dead on the spot. The only reason you didn't fire at the first moment was just to save a few bullets. But if you don't show these desperados a little color, they'll really treat you like a pushover. Oh my god. It's a real gun. The rest of them are all scared and frozen in place. Who can run faster than the truth? You say calmly. Then you make them hand over all their supplies. 500 milliliters of river water. 6 pieces of wheat bread, 2 liters of low-quality gasoline, 6 machetes, except for the machetes. Everything else can be amplified. You store the supplies in your ring with satisfaction. Then pick up your military knife and walk toward those 3 Ferraris, weaving between them and puncturing a hole in the tires of every car. The burly men are furious, but dare not speak. You return to your car with a swagger. The legendary Wuling car continues on its way. Lu Wanqing looks at the Ferraris with punctured tires outside the window and suddenly speaks. By the way, you just call it little thing. Didn't you give it a name? You glance at the little owl dozing off in the back seat. It likes to forage and fly at night. Its specialty is being silent. Then let's call it. Names are things for later. You interrupt her. Suddenly, the voice of the game system echoes in the ears of all players. Simultaneously, notice, all players please pay attention. Global barriers are beginning to be lifted. Road intersections are now open. From now on, the probability of encountering other players will be greatly increased. At the same time, the probability of encountering resource boxes and ambushing beasts will also be greatly increased. The first wave of the tide will break in 3 days. Forming teams, alliances, or uniting might be a good choice. Of course, if you have enough resources and strong enough equipment, you can also fight solo. You and Lu Wanqing look at each other and are stunned. You get out of the car and dope in the bounty square. Before, everyone felt the danger wasn't high, and nobody wanted to trade blueprints for gasoline. You put the 6 machetes into the bounty rewards as well. The tide is coming soon. Many people have blueprints in their hands, but no materials. Crafting blueprints is as useless as waste paper. Sure enough, someone contacts you very quickly. I want to trade for 2 machetes, 3 days worth of food, and some medicine. The only medicine is fever reducer. Nothing else. Fine. Just these. Trade immediately. A trade request pops up. You take a look at the items the other party put up. A blueprint. You readily place 2 machetes, 20 pieces of grilled naan, 3 liters of purified water, 10 apples, and military-grade fast-acting fever reducer. Click trade. Trade successful. You open the blueprint and take a look. Blueprint for a small ammunition depot. With this thing, you don't have to worry about ammunition for a very long time. Just then, Lu Wancheng sends a private message. How is my sister doing now? There was a bit of an accident earlier. She is fine now. You are just about to ask where he is. When a new trade request pops up, you click to open and see. It is actually Uzi submachine gun blueprint. Wancheng told me you saved her. I won't say much about thanks. I just obtained this item. I hope it helps you. Please be sure to take good care of my sister. Alright, the tide hits in 3 days. Let me give you a machete for self-defense. You put up a machete and some fruits. And click trade. Trade successful. You pick up the Uzi submachine gun blueprint. Amplification successful. Uzi submachine gun blueprint. Improved light machine gun M249 blueprint. Required materials: 12 units of refined iron, 16 units of adamantine, 13 units of carbon steel, 3 units of white copper. For units of bronze, you have already stockpiled plenty of these resources. You take the materials out of the ring and craft it immediately. Full server announcement. Congratulations to player number 123-71. Lin Yi for crafting an outstanding grade hot weapon. Improved light machine gun M249. Congratulations to Lin Yi. Hot weapon M249 reaches number 1 on the leaderboard. A light machine gun appears out of thin air in your hand. You pick it up and weigh it. Extremely satisfying. No matter what kind of demons or monsters you are, I will unload a magazine on you if you come. You get in the car holding the gun. Lu Wancheng looks at you with worshipping her eyes. You actually have a light machine gun. You continue on your way. Just as you step on the gas pedal, a dull bellowing sound comes from behind. You glance at the rearview mirror in confusion. Your speed is already reaching 120 kilometers per hour. This is definitely not a normal creature. A giant bull covered in thick armor is chasing relentlessly behind the car. Dang. The rear of the car is rammed heavily. Your explosion-proof armor only protects the front of the car. If it rams a few more times, the legendary Wuling will be totaled. You shove the light machine gun into Lu Wancheng's hand. After all, Wancheng is a police academy student. Her genes awaken instantly. She sticks out of the car window and sprays fire at the 3 wild bulls. Within seconds, all 3 wild bulls collapse. You slowly stop the car and get out to check, only to find the carcasses of the wild bulls have strangely disappeared, leaving behind only a star-red crystal and a shard of glass. You step out of the car and pick up the 2 items from the ground. Ordinary bulletproof glass shard detected. Can be amplified. Do you wish to amplify? This is actually bulletproof glass. Amplify. Amplification successful. Ordinary bulletproof glass shard becomes explosion-proof glass. You immediately open the vehicle equipment function. Sure enough, the part modification button is flashing continuously. Vehicle ordinary glass can be replaced with explosion-proof glass. Do you wish to replace? Replace. 50. The 8 pieces of glass around the car instantly thicken by 5 millimeters. It is almost impossible to see the change from the outside. But you know, the protective power of this layer of explosion-proof glass is not what it used to be. Even the shards you picked up casually are so useful. You exclaim with emotion. Then you look at that star-red, colored crystal in your hand. Special material, soul crystal, detected. Can be amplified. Do you wish to amplify? Your pupils constrict. Soul crystal. What is this thing? But you do not hesitate in the slightest. Amplify. Amplification successful. Soul crystal becomes soul essence. An object radiating intense red light falls into your palm. Its splendor is so blinding that you cannot even look at it directly. You quickly store it in your particle space ring. Planning to study is slowly layer. Then you take out the small ammunition depot blueprint. Amplification successful. Small ammunition depot blueprint. Morphing particle ammunition depot blueprint. Morphing particle ammunition depot grade. Outstanding. Required materials: 8 units of particle dust, 1 unit of morphing metal, 56 units of adamantine, 32 units of carbon steel. Introduction. Crafted from morphing metal and particle dust. Can be reconfigured into any shape. Applicable to any firearm magazine. Outstanding grade exclusive unique property. Can automatically absorb ammunition making materials from the surrounding environment. You stare at that last line of text. Your breathing quickens. Isn't this just infinite ammunition? You light a cigarette and take a deep breath, forcing yourself to calm down. Although you have obtained the blueprint. But as for the morphing metal among the required materials, you haven't even seen it before. This thing probably isn't simple. Suddenly, the system prompt rings out. Full server announcement. Congratulations to player number 3,838,438, Chingko, for obtaining outstanding grade cold weapon, laser blade. 1430, cold weapon ranking. Activated 3 major host functions. Activated world channel, national channel, team channel enabled. It turns out the previous chat square was only for players within the same area, which means to say, now you can communicate and trade with players across the globe. You immediately become excited. It seems there is still hope for morphing metal. You click open the world channel and discover that speaking once requires consuming 10 liters of gasoline or equivalent supplies. The cost is not small. You then switch to the national channel, limited to 10 messages per day, but it is free. Ding. Bounty received. Iron. Ding. Bounty received. Silver. Ding. Bounty received. Steel. 1. Continuous notifications explode in your ears. You immediately react. With the opening of the channels, the bounty scope has expanded from regional to global. The prices of all kinds of metal resources will inevitably skyrocket. You must strike first to gain the advantage. You make a decisive move, taking out supplies you don't temporarily need and listing them for bounty. 30 liters, purified water, 100 pounds of wild boar meat, 15 liters of refined gasoline, as necessities for surviving the road. Most of them were traded away after just a while, exchanging back quite a lot of metal. However, most are common varieties. Rare metals are very few and far between. You have no choice but to continue driving on, taking Lu Wanqing with you as you head forward. Along the way, you encounter quite a few high-level resource boxes, yielding a bountiful harvest, including 3 pounds of TNT explosives and a first aid kit. To reward Lu Wanqing, you specifically take out grilled pork. But she doesn't eat ravenously like usual this time, just sitting there staring blankly. What's wrong? No appetite. Lu Wanqing stands up, looking despondent. My brother's injuries have recurred, with no one around to take care of him. I'm afraid he won't last long. Lin Yi, help me find a car tomorrow. Let's part ways then. You remain silent for a moment, and nod. Returning to the car, you prepare for some rest after some food. Suddenly, a distant and desperate sound of an engine comes from afar, gradually becoming clearer. Your sleepiness vanishes in an instant. Grabbing your Desert Eagle, you get out of the car. Crouching down, you creep toward the sound, only to see a man covered in scars, leaning against a car that has stalled, on the verge of death. You observe for a moment, confirming it is a Chinese face. You walk up to him. Through a brief conversation, you learn that this person is in the same area as you, and even once traded with you. Later, on the road, he was ambushed by several players from the Sokola group, and beaten to this state. You hand the first aid kit over. The man waves his hand, and smiles bitterly. No need to trouble. I know that my injuries won't let me live past tonight. He pauses, his gaze becoming a bit dazed. Sigh. If only I could have a cigarette. But where would I find a cigarette in this desolate wilderness? You pass a cigarette to his lips. The man's eyes light up instantly. He takes it with trembling hands, and takes a deep puff. Amidst the swirling smoke, his voice is hoarse yet firm. Brother, I still have some supplies in my car. They are all yours now. You find a rusty pistol in his car, and a liter of gasoline. You smile slightly. This rusty pistol can actually be amplified. The man speaks again, his tone becoming solemn. I have one wish. As long as the Chinese people unite, victory will surely belong to us. Help me remember these words. Okay. Remember these words. Okay. I have one more thing. He fumbles a Durex out from his chest pocket, and lifts it up with great effort. Help me trade this away. You nod, adhering to the principle that the deceased come first. I promise you. The trade page pops up. On it, it is labeled as a surprise edition. You put up a pack of cigarettes. Click trade. Trade successful. You whisper to yourself, what is a surprise edition? This is the man using his last bit of strength, pointing at the Durex in your hand, hoarsely saying, be careful. There is a hole in this. His voice cuts off abruptly. You didn't hear clearly what he meant by a hole. However, the man has already closed his eyes forever. You are silent for a moment, and find an empty plot of land to bury him. Rest in peace, good brother. Afterwards, you get into his car, turn the ignition and start it. Everything is normal. You put some supplies into your backpack, then walk back and nod at Lu Wanqing. Lu Wanqing knows the moment of parting has come. She wipes away her tears, and pulls you into the Wuling Hongguang. 1 hour later, something is tossed out the car window. You steady your breathing, and ask, when do you plan to leave? From that man's words, you learned that people from the Sokola nation might soon be chasing after you. You check the sky. Better leave quickly. Oh, it's still dark. Don't delay. Lu Wanqing nods, getting out of the car with great reluctance, watching her drive out of sight. You take out that rusty pistol. Amplification successful. Rusty pistol. Collector's edition Desert Eagle. You pick it up and take a look. There are actually 16 rounds of ammunition in the magazine. A full 7 more than the standard version, although you have the light machine gun now. But in terms of portability, it has to be the pistol. Damn it. How dare players from the Sokola nation bully the people of our great China. I will deal with every single one of them who comes. At this moment, in another car, Lu Wanqing sends her brother a message. Brother, I am already on the road. By the way, how can you send me location coordinates? Lu Wanqing asks in surprise. I ran over a beast. It dropped an item after it disappeared. It's hard to explain in a moment. You'll know when you come over. Then Lu Wanqing opens the backpack on the passenger seat and finds some food inside, as well as a Desert Eagle pistol. She is stunned, her eyes instantly turning red. Lin Yi actually gave me the Desert Eagle. Her long-held dream was to own a service pistol of her own. She wipes away her tears and grips the pistol tightly in her hand. You drive alone into the night, your brain working at lightning speed. You know very well, from now on, this survival game will no longer be an individual battlefield, but will become a team-based conflict, or even a battle between nations. The strength of one person is ultimately limited. In order to leave this place alive, you need to covertly support and cultivate the top-tier power among Chinese players. The Lu siblings are undoubtedly the best choice right now, not just because of their loyalty, but also because these 2 siblings are incredibly lucky. The man's last words before he died keep echoing in your mind. The Chinese people. As long as we unite, victory will surely belong to us. Your tightly closed eyes open abruptly. Awakening, hunting time. Not long after, the sound of several cars gets closer and closer. You quickly move the Wuling Hongguang and hide it in the bushes by the roadside, squatting behind a clump of wild grass, waiting. Several Tricycles come to a wobbly stop. Several Sokola Nation players jump out of the cars, surrounding the new grave, gesturing and pointing. Led by a short, sturdy man, Inoue, one of his subordinates steps forward to report. Lord Inoue, that Chinese person has already been buried. Both the car and the weapons are gone. Baka. Inoue roars in fury and raises his hand to slap his subordinate twice. If it weren't for you guys choosing these piece of junk tricycles, how could you have let him run away right under my nose? The subordinate covers his face. Agreed. Lord Inoue, the tricycles were your idea. Inoue glares at him angrily and says word by word, you guys go dig up that grave for me. I want to smash his corpse into 10,000 pieces. Hidden in the grass, you hear this clearly and are furious. Not even letting the corpse off. You damn things. If only the 2nd Battalion commander were by my side, the Italian artillery would have been brought out long ago. You suddenly slap your forehead from the particle space ring, taking out a heavy object, TNT, half a kilogram of high explosive after amplification. Without hesitation, you light the fuse and fling it into the middle of that group. The few Sokola Nation people look down and see the TNT rolling toward their feet. Their faces instantly turn pale. They want to run, but it is too late. You have already perfectly timed the explosion. After a deafening roar, dust and smoke fill the air. You walk out from the bushes, pulling out your Desert Eagle, aiming the muzzle at the few survivors. Inoue is covered in blood, staring at you wide-eyed. You actually didn't die. You actually have explosives. You will regret this. A subordinate beside him speaks fiercely. Before he can finish his words, a white light, like a camera flash, suddenly ignites, taking a direct photo of your face. Your brows furrow. You pull the trigger without a second thought. After the gunshot, you bend down to pick up the device, which is the size of a handheld console. Image transmission locator detected. Can be amplified. Do you wish to amplify? Although confused, you still choose to amplify. Amplification successful. Image transmission locator becomes a vision sharing contact lens kit. A metal box appears in your hand. As for being photographed just now, you don't really care. Battlefield cleared. Harvested 6 various cold weapons. Among them, the most handy one is a katana previously used by Inoue. Although the grade is not as high as the cold wine military knife, at least it's a long reach weapon. As the saying goes, 1 inch longer, 1 inch stronger, 1 inch shorter, 1 inch riskier. Additionally, there is gasoline, water source, and food. You store it all in your particle space ring. Now, you are lacking almost nothing. The only thing missing is ammunition. For safety's sake, you drive another 100 kilometers before stopping to rest. You take out the newly amplified vision sharing contact lens kit and open the introduction vision sharing contact lenses. After both parties were won, they can share each other's vision in real time. You exclaim in shock. Wow. You look at Night Shadow, who is sound asleep on the car roof, and carefully put a contact lens on the little guy. The next second, another view unexpectedly appears in your field of vision. You see your own face. You quickly put Night Shadow outside the car. Through the feedback from the shared vision, you clearly see everything Night Shadow sees. Outside the car window, as if you were seeing it with your own eyes. If Night Shadow grows up, wouldn't I be able to see everything with 0 blind spots? At this moment, you suddenly think of that piece of soul essence. You take it out from the ring, and find that Night Shadow seems very interested in this thing, constantly jumping around excitedly. You tentatively pass the soul essence over. Night Shadow swallows it in one bite, seeming very satisfied. However, not a few seconds later, it suddenly faints. You panic instantly. No way. Losing one piece of special material is one thing, but I didn't just feed Night Shadow to death, did I? Juvenile Blackistan's fish all detected. Ordinary genes can be amplified. Do you wish to amplify ordinary genes? Could there be more advanced ones? Your eyes light up. Amplify. Amplification successful. 6-year Blackistan's fish all. Ordinary gene. Level 1. Growth gene. Level 2. Agility gene. Prompt. Gene amplification transformation takes 8 hours. Try to keep it in hibernation during this period. If interrupted during the amplification process, it will cause irreversible, permanent damage to the one being amplified. Congratulations, host, for successfully meeting system conditions. Triggering new function. Adornment. A series of system prompts echo in your mind. You don't have time to check the new function, and hurriedly look down at Night Shadow. It is just sleeping. With steady breathing, you let out a sigh of relief. What is the use of system gene amplification? After gene amplification reaches level 6, it can trigger biological specialized ability remodeling, which means enhancing the innate abilities of various animals several times over. Night Shadow's special talent is shadow weakening, allowing it to be in a completely dark environment and capture all information, as well as night vision capability. You nod in satisfaction, and then begin to study the new function, adornment. Adornment function. Adorned items will be bound to the host. After binding, the item cannot cause harm to the host. Consumption. Each adornment requires consuming 1 day of usage privilege. Can only adorn items that are amplifier capable or already amplify. Detected Collector's Edition Desert Eagle. Can be adorned. Do you wish to consume 1 day of usage privilege? To adorn. Adornment. Adornment successful. Collector's Edition Desert Eagle has been bound to the host. You hesitate for a few seconds. Why don't I give it a try? You lift the Desert Eagle and point the muzzle at yourself. Bang. After the gunshot, you find yourself completely unharmed. You laugh loudly. If I were to adorn all my weapons, wouldn't I be invincible? Prompt. Can only adorn amplifier capable or already amplified items. Your laughter stops abruptly. You rub your nose. Thinking you were about to be invincible, you lean back in your seat to clear your thoughts. Now you have two goals. First, collect crafting materials for the morphing particle ammunition depot and build it before the tide hits. Only with infinite ammunition can you withstand the tide. Second, collect a large amount of soul crystals, amplify and stockpile soul essence to prepare for Night Shadow's continued evolution. You open the national channel and find that many cities have already started recruiting soldiers. Chaos groups are purchasing metal supplies in large quantities, sincerely recruiting excellent talent from all walks of life. Military personnel preferred, those with weapon equipment preferred. Those who excel can be allocated weapons. You ignore all of this and directly post a bounty, purchasing morphing metal with heavy rewards. Regardless of size, regardless of volume, food and water sources, energy cold weapons, everything can be traded. Soon a pile of private messages floods in. You filter through them quickly. One message catches your attention. I have morphing metal. I have it. Your heart rate accelerates. You reply immediately. Can I take a look? If it is real, I am willing to trade a small fortune for it. A trade request pops up. You click to open and take a look. It is actually real morphing metal. What do you want, other than hot weapons? I basically have everything else. The other party thinks for a moment and sends a list. 2 machetes, 1 saber, 1 combat knife, plus 6 days of food and fuel. If you can get this from me, the morphing metal is yours. Deal. You place the weapons and the 6-day supply of resources on the trade slot. Click confirm. Trade successful. A piece of extremely dense metal falls into your palm. Heavy. The materials are all collected. Detected. Outstanding grade morphing particle ammunition depot blueprint. Requirements for crafting met. Do you wish to craft? Craft. Full server announcement. Congratulations to player number 123-71. Linyi. Successfully crafted the server's first outstanding grade weapon equipment. Morphing particle ammunition depot. Received 10,000 prestige points as a reward. You take out several pieces of metal ore and 2 pounds of TNT high explosives to feed into the ammunition depot. A virtual list immediately appears at the top. Can manufacture 1,200 rounds of 9mm pistol or submachine gun ammo, or 500 rounds of 5.56mm multi-purpose ammunition. You think for a moment and choose to craft for 150 rounds of 5.56mm ammo and 50 rounds of 12.7mm ammo. The light machine gun uses 5.56. The Desert Eagle uses 12.7. You take out the Desert Eagle's ordinary magazine. You don't need this kind anymore. The morphing particle ammunition depot vibrates slightly and instantly reconfigures into the shape of a Desert Eagle magazine. 50-round collector's edition Desert Eagle. Check it out. You restart the car and continue driving forward. About an hour later, on the road ahead, a silver-white box appears, sparkling under the sunlight. Could this be a silver-level resource box? You rub your eyes, confirming you didn't see it wrong. This is your first time encountering a silver-level resource box. After briefly observing the surrounding environment, you pick up the golden hammer and get out of the car. Smashing a silver resource box with the golden hammer only takes 1 strike. You bring the hammer down, and the resource box shatters with a roar. Rolling out of it are 4 round black objects. You walk closer and take a look. Detected for Galaxy vacuum tires. Can be amplify. Do you wish to amplify? Galaxy vacuum tires, designed by the 21st Century Belgian Space Research Institute. Ultra-futuristic concept tires, developed to the extreme in wear resistance and slip prevention. Amplify. Amplification successful. Galaxy vacuum tires become 3-proof vacuum tires, explosion-proof, burn-proof and puncture-proof. Your Wuling Hongguang. Now, apart from the car body protection not being complete yet, its biggest weakness is the tires. As for the explosion-proof glass, you already tested it with the Desert Eagle earlier. It didn't even leave a scratch. You open the vehicle equipment function. On the 4 wheel icons, replaceable markers are flashing continuously. Without hesitation, you replace all 4. The brand new 3-proof vacuum tires are securely mounted on the Wuling Hongguang. Having the 3 proofs, you are full of confidence and continue driving forward. In the blink of an eye, it's the 3rd day. 1 hour until the tide countdown. You have already started looking for a high ground that is hard to attack. After finding a small high ground with an open view, you spent another 2 hours collecting wood from the surrounding area and piling it. On the left is a barricade. The Wuling Hongguang is parked behind the barricade. You are making your final checks. To crisp chirp suddenly ring out inside the car. The little guy has woken up. You put away your well-maintained light machine gun. Open the Wuling car door. Mommy, your entire body freezes. Sitting inside the car is not Night Shadow, but a little girl who looks to be about 3 or 4 years old, with big, round, sparkling eyes, smiling sweetly at you. To be honest, if you hadn't heard that mommy as soon as you pulled the car door open, your 50-round Desert Eagle would likely have already spit out fire. The little girl sees you frozen there and opens her mouth again, shouting, "Mommy, I am hungry." You are completely stunned. Incredibly, you take a sausage out of your ring and hand it to her, while frantically calling out to the system in your mind. System, what exactly is the relationship between this little girl and me? Could it be Night Shadow? Exactly. Gene amplification is full of uncertainty, although the probability of this is extremely small, so small it can almost be ignored. But due to the influence of the host's blood, during the amplification process, the form of the Blackistan's fish owl has undergone subtle changes. You look at the little girl who is gobbling down the food, your mouth twitching. You call this a subtle change. Juvenile Blackistan's fish owl can only maintain human form for a very short time each day. Most of the remaining time, it will still remain in its owl form. You don't know what to say for a moment, until your peripheral vision catches the tide countdown at 35 minutes. You compose yourself and squat down to look at the little girl. Are you full? The little girl nods vigorously. Water. You backhand take a bottle of mineral water out of the ring. The little girl takes it immediately and gulps down several big mouthfuls. Thank you, mommy. You take a deep breath. About that, baby, you should still call me daddy. Daddy. At this point, you don't really care what she calls you. As long as she doesn't call you mommy, that's fine. You suddenly think of a key question. Can you still fly? After all, the vision sharing. Contact lenses must not be wasted. The little girl smiles at you. In the next second, a flash of white light passes. An owl officially takes off into the night sky. It is now early morning. Everything around is pitch black. You can't see a thing, but as night shadow activates the shadow weakening talent, through the images fed back by the contact lenses, the surrounding environment becomes instantly as bright as day. The image shows that night shadow has flown to a height of 100 meters. Your heart sinks. Through its perspective, you can clearly see a massive number of monsters gradually appearing from all directions, densely packed. Has the tide already begun? You grip your gun tightly. At this scale, there are at least several hundred of them around. However, after calm analysis, you judge that the tide is still in the spawning stage. There is still half an hour left on the countdown. It was only observed in advance, through Night Shadow's supervision. Suddenly, you discover that Night Shadow, in the image, is diving at extreme speed, going straight down into the crowd of monsters. Come back, it's dangerous. You yell loudly, jump into the Wuling Hongguang, and speed toward that direction. But you hadn't even driven 10 miles, when you slowly stop. In the vision shared by the lenses, all the monsters around Night Shadow have fallen. You are dumbfounded. That is way too fierce. You let Night Shadow collect the things dropped by the monsters, while you rush over to rendezvous without stopping. At this moment, a private message pops up. Sender, Lu Wanqing. Lin Yi, the tide is starting soon. How are things on your side? I managed to get 15 rounds of ammunition from my brother. I'll trade them to you. A trade request appears immediately. You hesitate for a moment, then refuse. Things are great on my side. The tide has already passed. How is your brother's injury? Much better. My brother has formed a team. The members are almost all veterans, or people engaged in security-related professions. Do you want to join? Not for now. Alright, if you need any materials or supplies, let me know. I will definitely help you get them. You ponder for a while. Right now, you are indeed missing a few things. Various lead-based metals, needed to craft bullets, as well as raw materials, like gunpowder and explosives. You immediately send a list to Lu Wanqing. Carbon steel, charcoal, lead ore, gunpowder, explosives, and finally add one more line. I want as much of these materials as you can get. I will pay you a portion of the deposit first. You open the trading interface, and put up to machetes. Alright, I will give them to you as soon as I get them. At this moment, 2,000 kilometers away, Lu Wanqing is sitting in the car, feeling somewhat uneasy about the newly formed team her brother built. She always feels it's not stable enough. Brother, how are these newly recruited members? Can they be trusted? Lu Wanqing looks back at the members who are currently holding weapons, and says, this isn't a question of trust. If we are powerful enough, and can possess more arms, or even hot weapons, then they will definitely be trustworthy. If the opposite is true, he doesn't finish the sentence, but Lu Wanqing already understands. She nods. The Wuling Hongguang hits the brakes, and stops in the wilderness. Just as you get out of the car, a small figure flies over. Daddy, I have finished collecting everything. How is it? Are there any crystals you like to eat? The little girl pouts and shakes her head. There isn't even one. You walk over to check the loot. There are about 7 or 8 items in total, among which there are for soul crystals. You slap your forehead. You haven't amplified them yet. No wonder the little guy couldn't recognize them. You first store everything in your particle space ring. The tide has officially begun. There are 13 minutes left. You calculate. The aerial search capability of the little guy is a unique advantage. You should take the opportunity to collect more soul crystals. You know very well that the price of these things will definitely go up in the future. With each wave of the tide attack, the strength of the tunnel monsters will inevitably increase. By that time, it will be difficult to stockpile them. You immediately give an order to Night Shadow. Go ahead and find tunnel monsters. If you find them, take them out. Night Shadow officially rushes into the night sky. Through the vision-sharing contact lenses, you see a refugee camp with a dozen or so people. Among them are 3 men wearing military uniforms. The leader is holding an engineer shovel. The other 2 are just using thick tree branches as weapons. Not far away, several black figures are slowly approaching the camp. Squad leader, one of the young soldiers says anxiously, facing this tide with just the weapons we have, I'm afraid it's hard to make it through. Squad leader, I understand how you feel, but we are soldiers, facing the disaster-stricken masses. What is a soldier's duty? The squad leader stands tall. Defend the country, protect the people, perform duties diligently, work hard without complaint, do not abandon. Do not give up. The squad leader nods in satisfaction. Later, you to stand guard behind me. We must not let a single one slip through the net. Yes. Squad leader. Hearing this conversation, a group of young men and women hiding behind the campfire remain indifferent. Many of them have their eyes fixed on a young man in the center of the crowd with yellow hair. Cheming. A girl speaks timidly. Brother Cheming, why don't we take the weapons from the team and support the 3 soldiers first. After all, they are blocking the front. Bullshit. Chen Ming barks back. Why don't they have weapons? It's just because they aren't working hard enough. If you run your mouth again, I will kick you out of the team in the name of the captain. Chen Ming is an internet celebrity in China, with quite a lot of die-hard fans. In the original world, he was used to a life of being waited on hand and foot. And after arriving in this survival game, he still enjoyed the same treatment. The surrounding female fans immediately jump out to defend him. Brother Chen Ming is right. You are just a lowly person who bites the hand that feeds you. You are meddling in other people's business here. Are you trying to take the opportunity to make Brother Chen Ming notice you? This scene, seen through the eyes of the 3 soldiers, makes their expressions look extremely disgusted. Squad leader Chen Shang says to Zia Zheng, "Go and bring that girl who spoke over here to protect her well." Yes, squad leader. And you see all of this clearly through the shared vision. Contact lenses. You grit your teeth and curse under your breath. Since no one else will manage you lot, then I will. Based on the character, temperament, and awareness of those 3 soldiers. You don't want them to end up dying. Protecting this bunch of hopeless trash, you immediately issue an instruction to Night Shadow. Protect those soldiers, but do not fully expose your strength. After all, in this survival game, if Night Shadow's terrifying combat power were known, you would likely be attacked by everyone. Several Wolf howls come from the distance, from far to near, echoing one after another. Squad leader, it's a Wolf pack. Zia Zheng's expression changes abruptly. A pack of mutated giant wolves. The big guy's eyes widen. My god, there must be hundreds of them. Squad leader, we are finished this time. Zia Zheng, big guy, follow my orders. The squad leader pulls over the now Imsu Nuan and pushes her behind him. Retreat with this female comrade. The 3 of them quickly utilize the terrain to retreat behind a high ridge to avoid being attacked from both front and back. In the original world, Wolf packs feared fire, but the tunnel wolves here, after seeing the campfire, not only did not retreat, but became even more excited, as if they were filled with hatred for the firelight. The Wolf King lets out a long howl. Dozens of tunnel blood wolves charge directly over. The 3 soldiers grip their crude weapons tightly, preparing for a life and death struggle. However, the group of people behind them starts screaming. Chen Ming keeps pushing his female fans forward. Block them. This is a great opportunity for you to earn my favor. I will stand with you all. The squad leader's face turns livid. Turning his head, Chen Sheng roars, "Shut up, all of you." However, at the very moment the 2 sides are about to clash head-on, a small white figure flashes through the air and lands steadily between the Wolf pack and the soldiers. The 3 soldiers take a close look. It is actually a little girl. The squad leader is shocked and terrified, and disregarding the formation, he rushes forward to save her. However, the little girl stretches out her tiny hand to block him, speaking in a milky, childish voice. "Listen, let me say a few words first." She puts her hands on her hips, toward the pitch-black Wolf pack opposite her, and says word by word, "You have already been surrounded by me." The squad leader, who was rushing over, is dumbfounded. Chen Ming's team, standing behind, is stunned. And you, in front of the screen, smile, as expected of the daughter I raised from a hatchling, just like me. The 3 soldiers look at each other in confusion. Didn't they say that elderly people and children wouldn't participate in this survival game? However, what's even weirder is that the Wolf pack seems to be truly intimidating, staring motionlessly at the little girl in front of them. Seeing this, the 3 soldiers also stop their movements immediately, holding their breath. Another howl breaks the brief silence. The Wolf King gives the order again. Several tunnel blood wolves take the lead in attacking, viciously pouncing toward the little girl. Damn it. The squad leader raises his engineer shovel preparing to charge. At this very moment, the campfire suddenly goes out. A white figure leaps into the air, flashing rapidly between several black shadows. In the blink of an eye, the white shadow and the black shadows land at the same time. The squad leader who is closest, even before they could see clearly what had happened, they saw that on the ground there already lay several Wolf carcasses. He was just about to breathe a sigh of relief when another howl exploded, with several companions killed. The remaining hundreds of tunnel blood wolves became instantly furious, their eyes turning blood red, as they swarmed toward the little girl like a black tie. The little girl hesitated, remembering the instruction you gave, to not fully expose her strength. Facing so many enemies, she didn't know if she should go all out. Seeing the Wolf pack about to pounce on the little girl, a Wuling Hongguang roared, and charged out from the darkness. "Daddy, here I am," the little girl says, her face full of surprise when she sees you. Night Shadow not appearing. Road survival is like a long night through the ages. You slam on the brakes, push the door open violently, follow my summons, and grab an M249. The moment the M249 light machine gun appears, bullets turn into streaks of light, like falling meteors in the dark night, pouring down completely onto the charging tunnel Wolf pack. Because you have Night Shadow's shared vision, under the buff of shadow weakening, every bullet you fire is almost a precision strike. Even a white Wolf hiding deep in the back did not escape unscathed. And dash to dash for dash 9 machine gun. The squad leader only listened to the gunfire for a moment before immediately identifying the model. This is the weapon configuration for regular infantry troops. The 3 of them look at each other, their eyes filled with surprise. The machine gun has been firing continuously for over a minute. The squad leader suddenly realizes the standard magazine capacity for this gun is only 100 rounds. The number fired in this minute is already far more than 100, right? He doesn't have time to overthink it, grabs a water canteen, and rushes to your side, splashing water directly onto the gun barrel to cool it down. You were just worrying about it too. With the morphing particle ammunition depot, you can fire several hundred rounds continuously, but the gun barrel might not hold up. What a timely rain. Brother, you are genuinely grateful. Chen Ming, hiding in the back, also saw this scene. His eyes dart around, and he lowers his voice to say to the people around him, everyone listen. When the battle ends, rush over and scavenge the resources and equipment dropped by the tide. The female fans immediately enter fawning mode. Brother Chen Ming is right. This tide was ours to begin with. To drop the equipment should naturally belong to us. We must stand on the moral high ground and condemn them fiercely. He hears all his team members pledging their allegiance to him. Chen Ming reveals a sinister smile. In less than 5 minutes, only less than 30 out of hundreds of tunnel blood wolves remain. The squad leader breathes a sigh of relief. If it is just 30, even if the light machine gun runs out of ammo, they can handle it. However, just at this moment, a low howl suddenly comes from behind. You whip your head around, gasping in surprise, and backhand draw your Desert Eagle. A giant white wolf, far larger than the others, is slowly walking out from the shadows. Quickly kill it, out of trust for professional soldiers. Plus the special properties of the system a dormant function. You throw the Desert Eagle to the squad leader without hesitation. This is the true Wolf King. The one killed earlier was just a decoy. The real Wolf King has been hiding in the shadows all along. So cunning. Before the squad leader can react, the Wolf King suddenly lunges, straight for the big guy's head. You close your eyes, unable to bear watching this scene. At the most critical moment, Zia Zheng lunges forward and pushes the big guy away. The Wolf King's sharp claws miss, but it quickly adjusts and strikes Zia Zheng with a claw. A wound that is deep enough to see bone immediately appears on him. Seeing his comrade injured for him, the big guy's eyes turn red, roaring as he stands up. I will fight you to the death. The Wolf King opens its bloody mouth and strikes again. Bang, 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 bang. 6 gunshots ring out, continuous and precise, all hitting the white Wolf King's vital spots. The Wolf King's massive body crashes heavily to the ground. You see there are 2 tunnel blood wolves left, and dash over, drawing your cold wine military knife. However, contrary to your expectations, this military knife, which sliced through the road surface like tofu, when hacking at the blood wolves, actually encounters obvious resistance. You don't have time to overthink it, and finish them off in a few slashes. You hurriedly carry the sleepy night shadow back to the car, and turn to run towards Zia Zheng. Who is styptic medicine? Who is bandages? Take them out quickly. The squad leader looks toward the crowd, but sees Chen Ming, actually holding your Desert Eagle in his hand. The squad leader is instantly furious. Are you even human? That is the gun of our savior. How could you do something like this at a time like this? It turns out that while the squad leader was checking Zia Zheng's injuries, Chen Ming sent someone to secretly steal the Desert Eagle. Chen Ming gets the gun, and doesn't show the squad leader the slightest bit of respect, giving a mocking, sarcastic laugh. Humph, I have been tolerating you lot for a long time. Now that the gun is in my hand, I want to see who the hell dares to roar at me again. Really interesting. You sneer coldly, and walk over slowly with a military first aid kit in hand. Seeing you approach, Chen Ming puts on a fawning, flattering face, and instructs the people behind him. There were quite a few things dropped from this time. What are you waiting for? Go pick them up quickly. The team members immediately enter fawning mode. Brother Chen Ming is right. This tide was ours to begin with. To drop the equipment should naturally belong to us. We must stand on the moral high ground and condemn him fiercely. Chen Ming nods in satisfaction. Don't worry about these few people for now. All team members, go pick up the equipment. Assemble in 5 minutes. You watch Chen Ming acting almighty with your pistol, and smile knowingly, not panicking in the slightest. You take a cigarette out of your ring, and light it up leisurely. You people are actually quite interesting. You exhale a smoke ring, and you even ask people to help me pick up supplies. Chen Ming's face changes. Such a big. Who told you to smoke? You tilt your head to look at him. Oh, your tone is quite aggressive. Do you believe I'll shoot you dead? Chen Ming raises the Desert Eagle to aim at you. If you don't want to die, behave yourself. Go. Bring that light machine gun and the little girl over here. At this time, the team members also return after finishing picking up supplies, lining up one by one to report their gains to Chen Ming. The types of resources dropped from this tie are extremely abundant. Weapons, rare materials, water sources, food, and energy. Everything is available. Chen Ming laughs several times and glares viciously at you. Go get it quickly. Can't you understand human speech? I'll blow your head off right now. The squad leader and the big guy have already treated Zia Zheng's wounds. Hearing this, they curse in anger. Are you even Chinese? He saved all of us at the most critical moment. He is our savior. A drop of kindness should be repaid with a fountain. How did your parents teach you? You. However, slowly shake your head. Your voice terrifyingly calm. No, to be precise, I only saved the 3 of you this time. As your voice falls, a look of mockery appears at the corner of your mouth. The cold wine military knife appears in your hand out of thin air. You stride toward Chen Ming. A military knife against a Desert Eagle. How could this win? The squad leader and the big guy's faces change drastically, and they quickly try to dissuade you. Forget it. Forget it. Life isn't easy for anyone. A look of triumph appears on Chen Ming's face. Kid, now kneel before me, and crawl through between my legs. I might consider taking you in as an underling. Otherwise, you'll be responsible for the consequences. The team members behind also burst into laughter. Sisters, I bet this brat will have to kneel and count out to apologize once he comes over. So you have decided to stand together through thick and thin. Bullshit. We are just a piece of meat on Brother Chemming's body. Standing together, who do you think you are looking down on? You listen quietly and nod. Fine. Since there's nothing to be done. In the next second, you transform into a black shadow, faster than it takes to speak. Those around Chemming only feel their vision blur. When they focus their eyes again, there is no one left beside them. Chemming is stunned, discovering he is the only one left. Don't you come any closer. I'm going to shoot. He trembles all over, pointing the gun at you. You walk toward him step by step. With a smile, I want to see how hard you can try. Humph. The Desert Eagle spits out a snake of fire as bullets head straight for you. The squad leader and others gasp in shock. Yet not only are you unharmed, but there isn't even a bloodstain. What? Why did this happen? Chemming's face is ashen. Bang. 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 3 more shots. You are still smiling, without budging an inch. Have you shot enough yet? You ask calmly. Now is it my turn? A black flash of the blade passes as you sheathe your sword and turn around. Walking away without even looking back, the squad leader watches you walk over with a calm expression, feeling an involuntary chill down his spine. However, the actions of Chemming's team have been seen by the 3 soldiers all along, and they can only say that those who sow evil reap their own destruction. The squad leader takes a step forward voluntarily, reaching out his hand. We are probably all going to die here. You shake his hand. China has all of you to have what we have today. The big guy also walks over with a look of admiration. Brother, you are too amazing. The best equipment we have is an engineer shovel. Yet you can carry an M249 light machine gun. After using the military first aid kit, Zia Zheng's injuries are no longer a concern. You don't hesitate to take out wild boar meat and sit around the campfire with the 3 soldiers, feasting together. They chat while eating. You learn that all 3 of them were from the kitchen squad. By the way, the national channel is open. Have you contacted the main forces of China? The squad leader shakes his head. No, we have been sending messages on the world channel almost every day, but discovered a very strange phenomenon. You become interested immediately. What phenomenon? Apart from the active duty armed forces from across the country who entered this game, the soldiers seem to all be from kitchen squads and veterans. No frontline combat troops. You silently record this information in your heart. This might be vital intelligence in the future. You have actually already thought about the next step. To form your own team. You look at the squad leader. The mission of strategic gathering is up to you. I will cover all weapons and food. A look of surprise appears on the squad leader's face, but then he becomes worried again. We are scattered in various places, without location coordinates. It is too difficult to gather them up. As for positioning, you stand up. I will solve it right now. You immediately send a private message to Lu Wanqing. Where are you now? Are you coming over? If you are coming, I will send you our location coordinates. Sure enough, Lu Wanqing was able to find her brother so quickly, indicating they must have mastered a method for positioning. You start to calculate in your mind. Then you send a message. Trade me the Desert Eagle. Wanqing doesn't hesitate for a second. A trade request appears immediately. You click accept. Desert Eagle pistol detected. Can be adorned. Do you wish to consume 1 day of usage privilege? To adornment successful. Desert Eagle has been bound to the host. Then you take out 10 rounds of 12.7mm ammo and put them in the trade slot along with the Desert Eagle. Take these 10 rounds of ammo. Also, I have something I need your help with. Whatever you need, just tell me. If it is something I can do, I will definitely help you. You send over the details of your plan. I understand. I will send you our location coordinates later. After finishing the chat, you look at the 2 weapons dropped during this time. Amplification successful. Mitsubishi military knives. 50 modern multi-purpose military knives. Amplification successful. Ender swords. 50 gold iron wrapped steel ender swords. All stored into the particle space ring. On the other side, Lu Wanqing walks to her brother's side. Brother, I have something to discuss with you. Not long after, a private message arrives. You are gathering people to form a team, correct? Are you willing to join? This is an opportunity. Lu Wanqing is silent for a few seconds. All right, my sister and I have decided to join. I don't have any grand ambitions. I just want to take my sister and return to reality alive.